So there's talking to people on the other side, and there's talking to beings that have never been on Earth at all. Is there a difference? Absolutely. And we'll talk about that this week. Hi, I'm Corbie Mitleid, and this is the Psychic Yellow Brick Road. The world is changing, and life doesn't have the spark it used to. So we look around and ask, where do I need to go to catch the magic again? You've found it. Welcome to the Psychic Yellow Brick Road, a weekly podcast that delves into the intuitive world, metaphysics, life purpose, and how to connect with the compassion of spirituality. I'm Corbie Mitleid, and I've been on the Psychic Yellow Brick Road for 50 years. I'm a certified tarot master, past life specialist, psychic medium, channel, and author. And most importantly, I'm an elder in the field, ready to pass on everything I've discovered to you. So let's hit that Psychic Yellow Brick Road where you can find the real wizards and avoid the flying monkeys. Mediumship and channeling. What's the difference? People tend to get mediumship and channeling mixed up. They use the terms interchangeably, but that's not my understanding of things. Let me share with you how I see the difference. First, let's look at channeling. That's when someone, you, me, your neighbor, could be anybody, literally channels information from a discarnate being, that means someone not in a three-dimensional body, from another realm. A channel can bring forward all manner of beings, higher life forms, ETs, spirit beings, elementals, avatars, angels, and more. Channeling doesn't necessarily send the channeler into a deep trance, though that's often the popular idea. After all, it makes good movie scenes, no? It can be done through methods like automatic writing and conscious channeling. Sometimes I'll call that a download, with the idea that the information is literally coming into our minds with the speed of a computer message. It's not something we were thinking about, it's just there. Why do people channel? To bring down-to-earth information that's out of the ordinary, that's useful and compassionate counseling, or to enlighten those of us who find ourselves on our journey of spiritual awakening. Most people are aware of Edgar Cayce, who was a trance channel who brought forth amazing medical and spiritual information. Some of the more famous channels today are Rana Herman, Archangel Michael, Summer Bacon, Dr. John Peebles, Shepherd Hoodwin, Michael the Causal Entity, Pat Rodegast, Emmanuel, and Esther Hicks, Abraham. Still, there are some beliefs about this method of communication that are way off base. For instance, the idea that a channeler is an empty vessel through which the entity comes couldn't be farther from the truth. Spirit uses everything it knows about a person volunteering to be the bridge between spirit and humanity, and often tailors its communication to be in the best vibratory harmony. It's also a misconception that a trance channel, a person who isn't conscious while channeling is occurring, is better than one who is fully present. Look, which is better, a printed book or an audiobook? Neither. They both bring information to the person who picks up either one. It's the situation that makes one more useful than another at any given time. A printed book is great on a beach vacation, not so much when you're doing long-distance driving. Then, the audiobook is far more practical. Either way, though, you'll take in the book's information. Now, let's look at mediumship. According to James Van Praagh, a medium is a psychic who has fine-tuned their extrasensory perception and can interface with spirits in other dimensions. They're able to feel and or hear thoughts, voices, or mental impressions from the spirit world. A medium is able to become completely receptive to the higher frequency or energies on which spirit people vibrate. Mediumship, for me, has a specific meaning. Someone who is the go-between, the middleman, if you will, for those of us in form who wish to speak to our discarnate loved ones or ancestors. Some people call it speaking with the dead, but I rarely use that term, because really, dead supposes that the person no longer exists in any form. If that was the case, then how could we speak with Aunt Rose or Grandpa Sidney once they left this earthly plane? And let me assure you, those loved ones I contact on the other side for my clients are absolutely alive. There's another difference between mediumship and channeling. A key part of mediumship is providing evidence of the continuity of a loved one. In channeling, the information tends to be more philosophical. Emmanuel, Seth, Archangel Michael, these beings were not human, but their information has been channeled. We have to be more trusting of the channel when there isn't a historical record of the being that they say they're channeling. So, let's go to how mediumship can happen. First, it can be done in different ways. Mental mediumship and physical mediumship, for example. Most people are familiar with a medium who stands in front of an audience and gets hits or messages from discarnate folks, and then finds the person to whom a message belongs. Because I work with people in a timed session and want to get right to the soul they want to contact, I ask for certain pieces of information that won't tell me anything about the person, but which will get me into their energy immediately. Name, relationship, age at death, and year they crossed over. From there, I get specific impressions that will speed up recognition. It could be how they died, or particular habits they had, or key phrases that are significant between the client and the deceased. I can get directly heard messages, though they also can come through in visible ways. I have found that certain physical signs can also give me information. How? If my hand thumps hard on my chest, for instance, it could mean that the person died of a heart attack. Miming smoking a cigarette is often a key that the spirit with whom we're connecting was a smoker. My body will mimic their stance or fidgety habits. Does every medium do this? No, but it doesn't mean it isn't valid. It's simply the way spirit chooses to manifest through me. I'll often get a manner of speaking, accent, verbiage, slang that connects me to the deceased visitor. And that goes right back to the idea that when we agree to work with spirit, it checks to see what talents we already have that may make the work easier. Remember, I was a theater major in college, and I worked as a professional actor and voiceover artist in New York. So for me, accents and such are easy, and spirit takes advantage of that. But it knows better than to ask me to sing. Once my client is assured that we have their specific person on the spirit phone, then a true conversation can be had, and I allow the deceased to speak directly through me, though it is not being possessed. They ask me to say something, and I say it. One reminder, which goes along with the no intuitive is 100% rule. I'm not dial-a-dead. When a soul crosses over, there's a lot to do. It's not simply sitting on a cloud in a nightgown with a harp. The soul you want to speak to may be working on their own reincarnational plans, or helping other souls, or doing other wonderful things that discarnates get to do once they shed the earthly form. For whatever reason they choose, they may not always be by the phone. So when that happens, don't think of the medium as doing a bad job, or that you aren't someone that your deceased person loves and wants to connect with. Except that the deceased may simply be unavailable at the time, and as the phone recording message says, try again later. I've been guiding friends and clients since 1973. I love showing you opportunities and how to grab them, where the tough stuff is and how to get through it, and handing you your toolbox through tarot and oracle cards, past life exploration, spirit guides and angelic conferences, and mediumship. My website, CorbieMitleid.com, is full of articles, blogs, where to find me for live appearances, and where to listen to me as I guest on other podcasts. There's a full menu of readings, from short burning questions all the way up to the jewel in the crown, my soul plan readings, which are based on the work I did with Robert Schwartz. Whether it's general questions about your life in practical terms, romance readings, business consultations, discovering your sentence of passion, or digging into that single challenge that has run through your life, you can find the appointment that's right for you. You know, your opinion matters a lot. So if you enjoy this, take a few minutes to leave a review. Word of mouth is key with podcasts, so share it with others. And if you really want to help make the magic happen, go find me at patreon.com. There's a tier called I Believe in You. And for just a couple of dollars a month, you can be an official roadie and help all the things I do. The podcast, the books, the classes, the videos, keep on coming. This has been Corbie Mitleid, And until next time, keep those ruby slippers polished, and I'll meet you on the psychic yellow brick road.